a video, man, that I seen going around, the Knicks trying to slander a Cade name, the Knicks fans, and they're horrible. They're just horrible fan base, right? I say that with all due disrespect. So apparently Cade had an article in GQ where he talked about flopping. Now, he didn't say no names. I think they inserted names into the article, but it was said that he didn't say any names, but they inserted the names in the article about flopping and foul baiting and saying that he don't get the same foul calls. And now they're saying that, well, he's averaging more free throws than Jalen Brunson this year. But in the past, we know exactly what he's talking about with Jalen Brunson. He been called a free throw merchant. Shai been called a free throw merchant. But let's talk about it. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. So for the most part, do I agree with him? Yeah, I just hate the whole foul bait and the whole acting. It's tearing the game up. You know, you go to the game, they always stopping for free throws. You got people bumping and flailing it. Or just play the game. The game, that's why when they go into international play and they get bumped and they look for fouls, it's not called on the international level. To be honest, the international rules are, or the European rules are more closer to the organic version of playing basketball than the NBA. NBA is just more versed towards money, business, entertainment, and that's why it's being destroyed. They need to get back to it being a sport where guys are being physical and stuff. But then you probably be like, well, why don't Cade feel like he don't get those calls? I'm gonna tell you why. It's not the fact just that he playing Detroit or they don't put the spotlight in Detroit or he hasn't earned it. It's the Shaq rule. You know, Shaq, you could have called a foul on Shaq every play, or a foul in Shaq's favor. But Shaq's so big and so dominant, I'm pretty sure it was the same thing with Wilt. It's hard to call foul. It's like to be fouled out. Cade is a big guard. He's a legit big league guard. He ain't a guy that's playing that's acting like a point guard. Like a lot of these guards in this league, they're not point guards. There are two guards playing the one. And I'm gonna keep preaching that. It's a lot of guys. We average assists. That don't make you a point guard, but you average your assists. A lot of these guys is off the ball guards that they put on the ball, but I'm not getting into that. But we seen with Jalen Brunson, foul baiting. We seen it change with James Harden. When he was in Houston, in his Houston tenure, when they took away all the ticky-tack fouls, he wasn't the same player. But guess what? Great players like Jalen Brunson, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, James Harden, they're still going to find a way to be effective. James Harden, guess what? He was a scoring machine. They took all that foul baiting away. He became really one of the true point guards now. He's really become really a facilitator. I mean, once you think about James Harden, he may be one of the most complete. He might have one of the most complete offensive games that we've seen. Maybe he really don't have the midi or the post game like that. When you talking about being able to facilitate and then having a point in a career where he was a sixth man, he was instant spark plug off the bench. Then you had a career where he was just a flat out phenomenal scorer, regardless with or without the fouls in Houston. Then he like Philadelphia and Brooklyn, he was a facilitator in the Clippers. Like, yeah, I mean, shit, if he just, play better in the playoffs, I mean, he definitely go down as one of the, really, he can be categorized as a top point guard and a shooting guard in two different and top six men somewhere in league history throughout his tenure in the NBA. Three different versions of James Harden. But yeah, other than that, I feel what he's saying, man, and he don't feel like he get the call. I mean, he walking around with scratches all on his arm. And it's hard to give him foul calls when he that big, strong, and fast. Tim Legler was talking about the burst of speed, what makes him so hard. See, a lot of bigger guards got to back you down, like Magic will back you down and crunch over and put you on his hip. You can go fit. Cade can literally face up, dribble, and get to the rack at will. So he got the handle, he got the size, he got the strength. And on top of that, he can shoot it, 3-level score, he can finish, he got the burst. I mean, the hops. So he really damn near hard to officiate. Shai Gilgeous is a little bit more wiry. He a little bit more fluid. You know what I'm saying? Irky jerky fluid. Jalen Brunson is a little cute Pikachu. You know what I'm saying? Small guy, so you want to give him those foul calls. He always banged up, but he's smaller, so you kind of like Allen Iverson, kind of give him them foul calls because he's a smaller guy. But with Cade, I think it's the Shaq effect. He hard to officiate. He's hard to officiate. He's hard to officiate. So kind of we start having those conversations. I'm not about to play victim. Well, Detroit don't because of Detroit. Yeah, you can play that, but he's hard to officiate. You have a big, legit point guard that defend, that can dribble, that can jump, that can half skillful, and he's fast. He has a burst. He knows how to control his burst. It's like Goku using Kaioken when he used it in burst. So that's hard to officiate. So how do you officiate like a Shaquille O'Neal point guard? How do you officiate that? And ain't too many big guards doing what he doing. You know, so yeah. That's my interpretation of it. Like, he hard to officiate. Sturdy, strong, can take the punishment, can administer the punishment. You know, is it times where you like, oh, he deserved a foul? I mean, yeah. Be like, man, motherfucker, you Shaq at point guard. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, a lot of times you gotta take your respect. And only way you take your respect by getting the benefits of the cause. You take your respect by your reputation in the league. So you gotta remember, the first couple years he was injured. He's starting to get that respect right now. And if the NBA dub him as the next guy, he said he the best American player. If they dub him as the guy, then, you know, he'll start to get those calls. Now, they might want to move him out of Detroit. You know, that's how I go. But yeah, once they, you know, he dubbed the guy, yeah, you start to get those calls. So, but you got to do something, and not, just being an all-star, kind of, late start to his career because of the injuries. But, he's an all-star. What was he? First team All-NBA, or second team All-NBA last year? Maybe third. Then probably third. This year he'd be first, possibly be MVP, make a good playoff run. So it's just reputation that gets you that. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had to earn it. Brunson, the reputation, he had to earn it. You just got to earn it. Halliburton was on the way to earning it. Throughout the year, Steph and them, they didn't always get those calls. They had to earn it. LeBron came in as the chosen one, so that is, but to a certain extent, he had to earn it. Michael had to earn it. So Bird and them, for the most part, man, at some point, some people, had to earn it harder than others, or different than others. But, I would just tell them keep going. I just tell the brother to keep going. But yeah, sometimes you got to bring awareness, because let me say this. Sometimes if you don't acknowledge something and you don't bring it up, they'll take advantage of you. Sometimes you got to bring awareness to stuff. You don't bring awareness, people act like they don't see it. Sometimes when they find out you really good at something, you really helpful, people take advantage of it. Oh, he gonna help. I know he can help. That's why the Bible tell you don't be too selfless, or you'll miss your blessing. But hey, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon, or hit the link in the description. Find me everywhere from X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, my other platforms. I think my other Patreon on there. I don't know. You might find it. You might not on there. If not, if you want to find it, I will figure it out. So I was thinking about starting a Patreon on the channel to tell people all about all the federal grants and programs they got going on. I might do it for free. Who knows? Peace. Chat Detroit Business Talk Playlist.